What's up, guys? What's up, Hero? Gonna be the second time I've ever done this before. Another debunk of sovereignty. Why the hell not? I don't know if you guys have been here for my previous one, but I figured I'm not gonna play a game, so might as well make fun of some idiot sovereign citizens. So, what do we have on the table? We got a guy named JeHeretic. That's his name on there. Link in the description. And this guy was caught on a in a traffic stop on a suspended license. Well, here we are at his court hearing. He filed a motion to dismiss, and we're going to find out how. Spoiler alert: the title of the video is "Failed," so I guess he kind of gave it all away.
Mr. M, are you ready to go?
Sure.
Is that how you pronounce your name?
Yeah.
I've been drinking, so it'll be more fun.
Calling the case of State of Washington versus Joshua M. President on behalf of the state's Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Marcus Foster.
How you doing?
Mr. M is representing.
I'm doing fine.
Pro se. And I will
What's up,
advise
Diogo?
the jury that I have read the document filed by the defendant, Mr. M, entitled Notice to Court, Memorandum of Laws, Judicial Cognizance. And I've read the state's response to the defendant's motion to dismiss. And so I believe it's your motion. Mr. M?
Don't worry about it, Diogo.
The motion to dismiss.
Speak loudly and give me your argument.
I'm gonna be doing an off day today by taking care of some sovereign citizens. If you don't know what they are,
Well, I actually
you don't need to know.
I had a response to his response because I just got it yesterday afternoon, and I kind of wrote it down. Would it be good to read it to you, or? I mean, I stand on my motion to dismiss as it is, based upon the facts of the case and the circumstances thereof, being that my understanding of law is that the government was created to protect and maintain individual rights, whereas there are no rights allegedly violated in this case. It's the allegations are the violation of a statute and a code.
You are subject to whether you would like to or not.
So my biggest question is, what facts are and evidence to prove that the statutes and codes apply to me because of my physical occasion?
You just answered your own question. But we'll get into that a little bit more into detail as we go along. But he basically answered his own question. The laws apply to you because you're in the geographic location where the law is affected.
And the claimant for the state, the prosecutor for the state says, well, because you're in the state, the laws of the state apply to you. But what facts are and evidence that I'm in the state? Can I be in the body?
Everybody can see you. You're in a courtroom in the state of Washington. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Body politic? Is that even possible? Can I be in the plaintiff? These are highly illogical and improbable to even prove to be in
precisely,
the
Diogo.
That
you basically said exactly what I said in a different way, but you're exactly right.
An artificial or a natural person who brings an action in his own name, and then you go back to what government was established for, and that's to protect and maintain individual rights, not enforce statutes and codes, as far as I understand. So I haven't seen any facts to prove that those statutes and codes apply to me specifically. And then I also, as
they don't need to.
In the memorandum of law that I gave you.
Oh, he gets painfully redundant, but I'll try to skip ahead as we go along.
Yes, and you went over that.
What I said at the beginning of this case, that I reviewed both
Okay.
parties' pleadings.
Notice of court, memorandum of laws, and judicial cognizance. I go about how I was pulled over for a mere traffic infraction. And the case law and the rules of law is that when those lights are on, You're under arrest.
Citation needed.
As soon as those lights are on. And case law also has it that any restraint on liberty, no matter how slight, is an arrest.
Wrong. And I'll prove it to you right now. As well as his previous point. Unlike this asshole, I actually provide citations to my claims. Burkhammer versus McCarty, Supreme Court, 468 U.S. 420. Part of the court's ruling was that the simple fact that a cop stops you for a traffic infraction, he said, in and of itself does not constitute an arrest warranting a Miranda warning. A stop is a seizure under the Fourth Amendment, but it does not, in and of itself, does not rise to the level where the cops are required to Mirandize you the moment they say hi to you when they stop you.
Unless it's done unlawfully, then it's a kidnapping, right? So logically, if a traffic infraction is not a crime, it's not an arrestable offense.
Some of them can be.
But I was arrested for it as soon as those lights were on.
You know you were not.
Then I should have been Mirandized immediately. But there was no Mirandize in this whole case. I was not given Miranda warning before any of the investigation began.
He didn't need to.
Then you continue on, and I contacted the Department of Licensing, asking them where this personal driver's license is in the law, and it's not even established in the codes.
Wrong. Again. A lot of these guys think that you're not think that people aren't going to double check their work. (4620) Washington Revised Code, which is the state that he's in. 4620-001. License required. No person may drive a motor vehicle on the highway without first obtaining a driver's license issued to Washington residents under this chapter. And no, he does not follow under these exceptions. Dipshit.
The only valid licenses are Class A, Class B, Class C, and they're claiming that my personal driver's license is suspended.
He's
So I asked
referencing the
them,
commercial
"Where is the
driver's
personal
license.
driver's license defined in the law?" They said it's not. So that looks like fraud to me.
Looks like what, fraud?
It looks like fraud. They're issuing licenses that don't exist.
How's it fraud?
Is it not a fraud to give somebody something that doesn't exist?
One thing, Mr. M, I ask you the questions, you don't ask me the questions.
Okay.
You tell me how is it fraud?
Judge, making sure he knows.
I would say it would be fraud
guy knows
because I
the
was
rules of the
sold
game.
something that I was not made aware of, did not exist in the law, whereas I should have received a Class C. Likewise, we also have found in case law and the statutes that the driver's license is in fact not required unless you're involved in commerce. And I've never been involved in commerce on the roads. So there's a whole slew of things. There's
Essentially,
no
Diogo,
violation of a right.
you could
no
say the
cause,
federal
no
law
harm,
is the foundation, and the states
and,
are allowed
no
to
facts to prove that
implement
the
their own
Constitution
on
laws
top.
apply to me specifically because of my physical
But sometimes
location,
it
absent
kind of intertwines between
the
each
fact
other.
that some people
But
would use
generally, that's
physical
that's
force
the case.
to make me comply. Otherwise, I believe that I should be free to do as I please so long as it hurts no one else and damages no one's property.
So you can drive drunk. You're not hurting anybody. I mean, while you're driving drunk, up until you
Materials you filed with the court.
crash into a family of four.
Cite any specific case that's factually similar to yours?
What do you mean?
Dismissed based on the same grounds that you're.
Wait a minute. Wait, what do you mean I'm supposed to provide supporting case law? What? Come on.
Asking the court to dismiss.
My girlfriend actually used the same motion to dismiss in Ritzville here in Washington State, and they
Oh, your
dismissed
girlfriend.
within days after receiving the motion to dismiss.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I submitted here.
Oh yeah. My buddy Tom, like he filed the motion to dismiss like on the same grounds, and like they totally like fucking dismiss his case, man. I mean, I don't have it. I mean, I didn't cite it in what you're reading, but it totally happened. It totally happened. Sure.
But there's been more others. I would have to do some research and find them.
Future reference. In your own motion, you're supposed to do your research before the fucking hearing date.
There are more other cases that have used the same motion to dismiss style and in this state, and they have been dismissed and even one on appeal. But I would have to go
Bullshit.
and do research, and it wouldn't take me very long, just a couple days. I know the people, so I'd have to find it.
You know,
Anything
just
further you want to add?
give me a couple more days. You know, I know today's the hearing.
like
You know,
to
but
give
give me a
response
couple more days, and I'll get
to
that case for you.
Prosecutor's response. So I object to the prosecutor's response to my motion for being vague, non-responsive, and untimely as it was submitted yesterday morning as an
Yeah, Virgo, he
issue
wants a
of
couple
suspense.
days to shore up his
Prosecutor's response
motion.
implies that I have made claims that I have appeared generally before the court to dispute the charge and that the RCWs apply to me because the RCWs say they apply to me. Point one is I have made no claims of my own, only those that the Constitution and Supreme Court have raised. And that is that there must be an alleged rights violation causing loss or harm to the plaintiff specifically. The foundation of the court's jurisdiction is the purpose of government itself. All political power is inherent in the people, and governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed and are established to protect and maintain individual rights. That's Washington Constitution, Article 1, Section 1. And this is why to have a case or cause of action, a plaintiff, in this case, state of Washington, must plead the violation of its own legal right. And the duty.
See, this is another problem that sovereign citizens have, and something like a common refrain. The language that he just said, and he's going to continue on later, the language of the law that he's speaking, you know, the state of Washington has to have a complaint or announce a violation of right. He is trying to impart civil law into a criminal matter. It doesn't work. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. You cannot impart civil law into a criminal matter.
The duty of this court, as of every judicial tribunal, is limited to determining rights of persons or of property which are actually controverted in the particular case before it. That's Tyler versus Judges of the Court of Registration. The basic elements of a cause of action is the violation of a legal right and loss or harm. The alleged plaintiff, state of Washington.
Filed, or is this just an argument?
This is my response to his response.
Have you filed it?
I'm going to file it right now.
Oh yeah. Here's my reply. You know, I'm only filing it today. You know, in the middle of the hearing. My bad.
You give him a copy.
Yeah, sure. Here you go. I have one for the court as well.
Sure, you can hand that out.
Oh, he already has, Virgo, and he's going to continue here in a bit.
Mr. M has filed a response to the state's response, or a reply to the state's response.
Yes. It's a response to the state's response to my motion.
Response to the state's response to the motion to dismiss.
Can I finish reading it?
Reading from the document beginning on what page?
Page 2,
Uh,
the middle of the page,
Virgo, he has,
after the first.
and he's going to continue on
Supreme Court
later on.
ruling, Tyler versus Judges of the Court of Registration. Would you like me to continue?
If you want to read it, go ahead.
Okay, so the basic elements of a case or cause of action is the violation of legal right and loss or harm. The alleged plaintiff, State of Washington, a legal fiction at best, ostensibly acting
Legal
through
fiction,
the cop or
drink.
prosecutor, has not pled a violation of legal right or harm. The allegation is of a violation of a statute. Legally, there
Which is perfectly fine in a criminal matter. Again, he's trying to impart on the state of Washington that they are suing him for like a tort. Like a common law tort, as you said, it's a common law. That's not how this fucking works in a criminal case.
there is no cause of action. A cause of action is some particular legal right of plaintiff against the defendant, together with
Yoko,
some
I think that
definite
only
violation
that only
thereof, which
defines
occasions
sovereign.
loss or damages. That's Lucky versus McCall Manufacturing Company, and Sewall versus Martin. This includes proceedings like these allegedly criminal in nature. Causation consists of two distinct sub-elements. As legal scholars have recognized
causation.
before, a defendant can be convicted of a crime that includes an element of
The
causation.
judge is going to call him
State
out
must
anyway.
prove beyond a reasonable doubt the defendant's conduct was, one, the cause in fact, and two, the legal cause or proximate cause of the relevant harm.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Graham. Aren't you reversing civil causation into a criminal case?
Say it again?
What you're reading, what you're citing is causation, proximate causation, which is really not an element of a criminal case or criminal proceeding.
Okay.
So I'm not
So what makes this?
sure how that fits.
As far as I understand, every crime must have a victim. So who's the victim in this case? That's my question.
You know, dipshit, we can have a philosophical debate on, victimless crimes and whether they should be enacted, with abolished. I mean, that's a philosophical, political philosophy argument. Your problem here is you think that the state can't enact victimless crimes. They can. The laws say they can, and they have been for years. It's not a new thing. So, stop trying to argue philosophy with a judge.
Is there a victim here? Nobody has a claim against me?
The allegation is you were driving without a license while you were suspended.
Mm-hmm.
And the allegation is, and the court has found that you were stopped and there was probable cause for the stop based on a violation of an infraction.
Probable cause for the stop is the taillight out?
Pardon?
Yes.
The probable cause for the stop is the taillight out?
Yes.
Right?
Brake light not working?
Yes.
A non-arrestable offense I was arrested for, and then they didn't Mirandize and furthered their investigation and threatened
Violation of
to
a
get my
traffic
compliance.
infraction
So,
is sufficient for probable cause for a stop.
I'll go on to point 2 since that's already been established.
Point 2.
I have not appeared generally to argue the merits, but to find out what the authority of the court has over my life, liberty, and or property. I am not appearing before the court generally, but rather under protest and duress, under threat of arrest if I did not do so, and to seek evidence of jurisdiction over me.
There it
I am
is.
simply asking for the evidence that the court relies upon to prove the constitutional laws apply to me.
And this is another thing I love from these kinds of fuckers. Especially the Mark Stevens adherents, as this guy clearly is. The first thing he'll say, prove to me that the Constitution and statutes and codes apply to me. Oh, by the way, I have rights protected by the Constitution. What? Most of these guys, they're like, they want to have their cake and eat it too.
Because of my physical location, of which has not been proved by prosecutor's response to my motion. The basics of the prosecution's answer is that the RCWs apply because the RCWs say they apply, and this is a circular logic.
Oh boy, are you guys getting bad feedback? Give me 1 second. Well, I paused the video. Good? Alright. That's not good. Hang on. I'll take it. Give me one moment while I reset something. I'm going to change the setting. So y'all get less buffering. Give me 1 second. I'll be right. Okay. I don't know if I can change that setting. So hopefully we'll try it again later.
And is not evidence of jurisdiction over me. So absent the willingness to use violent force against me, what evidence has been submitted to the court of jurisdiction over me? What right or secured interest does the prosecutor or the state have over my life, liberty, and or property that gives way to the lawful use of violence against me in order to get my compliance? Who has lawful claim against me?
You live in the state of fucking Washington. That's where they get their fucking authority, you idiot.
And if there is one, I'd like to see the claim. And who? And point 3. When requested, the military court provides factual evidence of jurisdiction. So does this court's jurisdictional claim come from a presumption or from evidence? If it comes from evidence, then I would like to see it, because all I have seen are threats of being put into jail.
The ticket.
And I would also like to know, is the court proceeding at common law or by admiralty maritime jurisdiction?
Drink.
And point 4. I, for the record, did not intentionally commit any crimes as alleged in this case. I was
Except intentionally driving on a suspended license.
simply exercising my right to travel freely and unencumbered pursuant to Shapiro versus Thompson. And that right is so basic it need not be mentioned. The state of Washington has arbitrarily and erroneously converted that right into a privilege and issued a license and a fee for it. Murdoch versus Pennsylvania. Sorry, there's a typo with an N on Pennsylvanian. Strike that N, please. It says, no state may convert a secured liberty into a privilege and issue a license and a fee for it. And if
Oh my god. Another thing they love doing is... I call it quote hopping. Other people call it something different. But it's essentially stringing together cherry-picked quotes from cases, combining them together, and then pretending that they relate to each other and therefore affirm his argument. When many of these cases have nothing to do with the facts of this situation, which is he's driving on a public highway in a car without a license.
they do, Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham, Alabama says I can ignore the license and a fee and engage in the right with impunity. And that means you can't punish me. And since I've relied on previous decisions of the Supreme Court and on constitutional defenses, I have a perfect defense for willfulness. I am immune to the prosecution. Therefore, the prosecution counsel does not have a cause of action for which relief can be granted. And I motion to dismiss with prejudice for failure to state a claim for which relief can be granted.
Again, language that he uses. Motion to dismiss for failure to state a claim for which relief can be granted. That is Rule 12b-6 of FedCiv Pro. God knows that fucking rule has been ingrained in my brain for the last 10 years. Or 8 years. That is a civil fucking motion or civil rule. 12b6 is part of the federal rules of civil procedure. It has nothing to do with criminal law.
Submitted this 31st day of May by me under duress, participating with this court, and I given another proposed order.
God damn it! I'm gonna let this continue. I need to get another drink. I need another drink for this.
I motion the court to dismiss with prejudice.
Right. Your motion is submitted. I'll hear the response from the state.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a seat.
Well, to start off with, sounds like rather than challenging any real legal issues under Washington state law, Mr. M is simply demanding the court provide evidence to him why it's subject to jurisdiction, which is not a challenge to jurisdiction, as I explained in my brief. The state does have jurisdiction over any person within the state under the criminal laws, and empowers the prosecutor and deputy prosecutors by statute and by case law to enforce those. Any person in the state is subject to them. Now there's a huge slew of issues here, so I'm trying to hit the main points of Mr. M's arguments, but he's saying there's no evidence that he is within the state. I don't understand how that's possible. It says clearly in the report he was in North Washington.
Yeah, Gilbert. He's butthurt over driving without a suspended license.
Plaintiff is the state through the prosecutor as authorized by the Constitution and by the statutes. Furthermore, clearly there does not need to be a victim as envisioned by Mr. M, because if that were a correct interpretation, there could be no law that was enforceable which did not have a victim. For example, you could be driving DUI and not hurt anyone and not be found guilty of DUI.
Bam!
It's obviously an absurd conclusion.
Well done by the prosecutor there.
Now, there's some issue of, we're calling standing, there's confusion with the civil law here, but as I stated, the state does have standing to bring these charges. This is an adversarial cause of action between the state and Mr. M, and if the court has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Any response?
I'd love to hear this one.
I object to being in the plaintiff. Actually, I object to saying that I could possibly be in the plaintiff. Like, where, clarification purposes,
I am not
can I ask
inside the
where we're
plaintiff,
currently
sir.
located? Like right now, are we considered to be in the state of Washington?
Remember what I said, I'm not here to answer your questions.
You can't answer my questions at all.
Oh, I'm not going to answer your question. I'm going to present your motion, present your legal authority supporting your motion, make an oral argument supporting your motion.
Okay.
I'm going to let the state respond, which I've done.
All right.
I'm giving you the opportunity to respond to the argument made by the prosecutor. And that's your opportunity to do this right now. It's not an opportunity for you to
Gotcha.
interrogate the court. So do you have anything further?
Yes.
Oh. Got more. I mean, I've heard this thing already a couple times, but it still feels like I'm hearing this for the first time.
The allegations are that I'm located in the state of Washington.
Yeah?
The state of Washington was created in 1889, I believe in November. It's a body politic. It's not a physical location. And allegedly,
A body politic can have geographic boundaries. That's how body politics and nations and states and nation states work.
the laws apply within the state.
Yeah, within the geographical boundaries
I
of
do
the
not believe
state.
that I can possibly be in the body politic unless I am like a politician or something and being paid currently, or an employee of the government, et cetera, at all.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
As far as I've been raised, I've been taught that I'm an American, And
Oh yeah, Virgo. He
we have
throws in
constitutionally
everything but
protected rights.
everything including the
And,
kitchen sink.
anyways, so
Do you consider yourself to be a citizen?
Are you a citizen?
that one's
Do
a
I need
tough
do I need to
subject
call
because there's
INS?
two types of citizens. There are those of the state
What's up, Alto?
and those of the United States.
Oh, here we go.
Allegedly, I cannot prove for a fact or even quite understand the separate ramifications of it, but one is actually created by statute and by law, and the other just is by natural de jure, allegedly protected by the organic constitution.
He's going word salad now, Virgo. You know all this, Virgo. He's going full word salad sovereign guru shit.
Where government is designed to serve and protect those people, not ride over them, regulate, legislate, taxate, or tax them. They're rather there to protect their interests. Whereas the other is an eins legis, a creation of statute or law, and is under direct is a direct subject of the United States because it's a creation of the government. And
He's stuttering.
so that would fall under subject jurisdiction. It would be subject matter jurisdiction to the statutory codes.
God damn it. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Whereas I don't believe that a man is subject to the statutory codes, but rather the laws of God.
Oh, God damn it. Here we go, guys. I mean, again, Virgo, like, he's going the full gambit. The full fucking gambit from the hardcore, I am not a citizen, to now the religious angle, which is another fucking video entirely.
No victim, no crime.
Oh, God, there's that slogan.
It's not like I go around intentionally hurting people.
Okay.
And I was minding my own business, traveling in my private automobile as a matter of right. And that's even backed up by the statutes.
No, it's not.
In my, let's see, what is that document? Let's see. Yes. Let's go open as a matter of right. Notice to court, memorandum of laws, judicial cognizance document that I submitted should be section 13, or point 13,
Come on now.
5th page in. Public highways of Washington State are open as a matter of right, not privilege, to public vehicular travel. In response to inquiries concerning the statutory claim, the State of Washington Statute Law Committee
Here we go.
has directed that very particular sessions
Here we go.
laws constitute those upon which RCW 4604-320 definition of the term motor vehicle.
Now, he was very specific. I'm going to show you guys something, and then I'm going to play it here. $46.04 $320.
Arrests under which it is Washington.
Just to confirm, I'm going back to the where he quotes this quotes the statute.
Particular sessions laws constitute those upon which RCW 4604-320 definition of the term motor vehicle rests, under which it is governed, and all are identical in the language regarding the scope of said term. Motor vehicles shall include vehicles and machines propelled by any power other than muscular, used upon the public highway for the transportation of freight, produce, or any commodity except traction, etc., etc.
So you heard what he just said. He heard what he just said. He mentioned commercial use. Here's what 46.04-320 definition of motor vehicle under Washington Revised Code. Motor vehicle means every vehicle that is self-propelled and every vehicle that is propelled by electric power obtained from overhead trolley wires but not operated upon rails. Includes a neighborhood electric vehicle, includes a medium-speed electric vehicle, an electric personal assisted mobility device is not considered a motor vehicle. Power wheelchair is not considered a motor vehicle. A golf cart is not considered a motor vehicle, except for the purpose of 46.61 RCW. Where is the mention of commercial activity in this definition? Nowhere. He just lied to the judge. Again.
Any commodity power other than muscular vehicle shall include vehicles. Definition of the term motor vehicle rests under which it is governed, and all are identical in the language regarding the scope of said term. Motor vehicle shall include vehicles or machines propelled by any power other than muscular used upon the public highway for the transportation of freight, produce, or any commodity except traction, etc., etc.
He lied to the judge. He cited the correct number statute, but he posted a completely separate definition of motor vehicle. Lying sack of shit.
Public highway.
Is this your briefing and your research?
He just
Yes,
asked.
I've been reading since 2004.
Ooh, 2004, eh?
You're citing under section 13 of your brief is unconstitutional?
No, I'm differentiating between travel and commercial use.
There it is. Drink.
What were you doing?
Judge asked, "What
That's
you doing?"
what's in these laws. Is I'm not involved in commerce. Never have been. Except for maybe when I'm working. But even then, that's subject to interpretation. But it says in the statutes that the public highways are open as a matter of right to public vehicular travel. It doesn't say open as a matter of privilege that may be given and taken away at any whim of a government official.
Okay.
That is a privilege. The privilege is to make money on the roads, to use the roads for private gain. Otherwise, the roads were given to us or built by us so that we could.
They were built by you, dipshit. Fuck you. You are trying to disassociate yourself with the body politic of Washington State. But now you're trying to say, oh, we built the roads. Are you using the collective we? Or are you as a sovereign, citizen doing the whole royal we thing? Fuck you. Again, he's trying to have his cake and eat it too.
Travel back and forth, go to the grocery store, go back home, go to the friend's house, go to another state to visit family members. It's not meant to be policed in the manner that it is, except for those using it for commercial purposes. City street, every highway. Let's see, RCW, where was that? RCW 47.04. 47.
Well, listen to what he's doing.
Where did I put that? It looks like I might have omitted RCW 47.
Yes, Virgo.
Proceed.
Listen, the judge's gonna ask him.
.04.
He's looking at his fucking phone.
What are you trying to do now?
I'm searching on the internet.
He's searching on the internet
on
with
the
his
internet
phone in
at
the
the
middle of
definition
a
under
fucking
RCW.
hearing. Oh my fucking god! If I were to do that in the middle of a fucking hearing, my phone would be confiscated. Anybody's phone would be confiscated if the judge saw an attorney saying, "Hold up, judge, I gotta look up this statute on my phone. I forgot it. Hold on." See, the judge is giving him a lot of leeway. A lot.
Contained in your briefing, is that correct?
It should be. Well, yeah.
Do you have any new points to make? Because I'm gonna.
Subsection
What's up, Harry?
11 says, RCW 47.04.010 subsection 11 defines highway as every way, lane, road, street, boulevard, and every way or place in the state of Washington open as a matter of right to public vehicular travel both inside and outside the limits of incorporated cities and towns. And it's my understanding that rights cannot be regulated, taxed, or limited unless it is, unless somebody's gonna actually cause damage to somebody else, especially.
Bullshit. Again, Fifth Amendment, grand jury, it's limited. Fourth Amendment, searches and seizures, has limits. Second Amendment has limits. First Amendment doesn't have limits. Very narrow limits. Limits.
Especially if it's purposeful, and that's what criminal intent falls under, doing something on purpose to hurt someone. So, yeah.
Is your position that the roadways under the statute you just cited are open as a matter of right, and an individual can, therefore has an unbridled right to travel on that roadway? Do not have to have a license, do not have to have insurance,
Yep.
do not have to drive lawfully, do not have to drive sober.
Well, they have to be safe in their conduct.
Right side of the road.
Right side of the road.
Drive at a certain speed so as to not harm other people on the road.
Mhm.
None of those regulations apply because it's an unbridled right to use the road. Is that your position?
Not wholly necessarily, no, but I think
Bullshit!
as long as somebody conducts themselves in a safe manner, they should be allowed to continue on the way that we always have been.
If you're driving a vehicle that isn't equipped properly, or lights don't work, or doesn't have a license plate, or brake lights are faulty,
Mhm.
is that safe?
I
Did
think
it
so
cause
too,
anyone
Virgo.
direct damage?
I agree.
I'm sure I'm understanding your argument that you have an unbridled right to use the roadway in any way you see fit.
Yep, that's my understanding, as long as you are not out hurting people.
So you could drive on the opposite side of the road,
You can have a seat. The court has considered the plaintiff's motion to dismiss.
make an illegal left turn.
Read the notice.
Hey, as long as I don't get into an accident.
Laws, judicial cognizance. I believe I've given Mr. M every opportunity to fully express his views, supporting his motion to dismiss, letting him cite statutes from the revised Code of Washington, citing case law from other jurisdictions, interspersing portions of civil law into the criminal motion to dismiss context. Court has also considered the response to the state's response to the motion to dismiss, which was filed today, a copy provided to the court and to the prosecutor. The court has read and reviewed the state's response to defendant's motion to dismiss. And at this point, and heard the argument from Mr. Foster on behalf of the state. And at this point, Mr. M, your motion to dismiss is denied.
Denied.
The court does have appropriate jurisdiction to hear the matter.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Probable cause for the underlying criminal charge based on a citation that was found to be a legally justifiable basis for making contact with you on the date in question, which I don't have unless it was 3/25/2019. 2018, it looks like, in the court file. And court is not persuaded that any of these statutes that you have argued, or any of the statutes that are in play in this particular case, are unconstitutional or aren't valid statutes and true recitation of what the law states and requires of an individual driving on the
Shut up,
roadways
Alpha.
within the state of Washington. So with that, the motion to dismiss is denied. And we're on track for trial that we're going.
Yes, Your Honor, we're currently set for trial on.
On track for trial.
June 8th. This is also a combined readiness hearing. The state's ready to proceed to trial.
All right, you ready to proceed to trial, Sam?
I object to my motion being denied as an appealable issue. The state has not proven their burden.
Doesn't matter, bitch. Motion denied.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Ready to proceed to trial?
Not really, apparently.
He really thought
even-
he had a
Yes,
chance.
as is, and Mr. M, you're continuing to represent yourself pro se unless the court provides otherwise.
I don't consent to the jurisdiction.
I know, Alpha. You're right. I do need to refund you. I'll do that in a bit.
This is the final before the trial, Your Honor.
And
I have one more motion to dismiss to submit to the court.
I object, Your Honor. It should have been filed
you need to
previously.
speak up. You have one more way.
I have another motion to dismiss to file into the court
Another motion to dismiss.
right now.
Your motion to dismiss was denied.
Final motion to dismiss. And there's court rules, there's court procedures as to when we file a motion, time requirements for filing motions. And you can find those under the criminal rules for courts of limited jurisdiction.
Okay, so will I be able to find when the alleged plaintiff should have answered my motion in there? 'Cause
Alleged
it took them like 2 months or more to answer my motion, and they waited till the day before pre-trial to answer my motion. Filed it May 14th. No, not May 14th.
Discovery been completed?
Discovery's been completed, Your Honor. Just for the record, my review shows that we haven't made any, I don't know if there's even an objection, but we haven't violated any time issues with the motion. As I said, the state's
So have
ready.
you advised the state on any witnesses you plan on calling?
March 28th.
Oh, he mad. He mad.
Proceeding with what an
He's so mad right now.
Yes, Your Honor. I have a witness list. I believe the witness list has been sent out.
You hear him slamming his papers together.
That includes Deputy Dunlap and then Hector Rodriguez or designee.
Right, so on trial days, here at what time, 8:30? 8:45, Mr. M will be present in court on June 8th at 8:45.
June 8th at 8:45.
Sign the document the Bank Courthouse for you to sign.
And just for the record.
It was
Your
at this
Honor,
moment that
calling
he
the
knew
trial ready.
he fucked up.
Yes, thank you.
I got a last minute surprise.
Sign the document, please.
A last minute surprise for you guys. You heard the trial June 8th, so today, as a matter of fact.
So unless there's a resolution before June 8th, 8:45, to be present in court, to appear results in the warrant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I knew this would be a kangaroo court.
Kangaroo court, he butter his breath, kangaroo court. I know I'm being so immature right now. I'm kind of drunk.
Fucking joke. Fucking bitches.
So mad.
Hey. I'd like to file this motion. Hang on. Just so it's on the record.
Okay, I think we can stop there. So you guys hear the salt, just dripping Dead Sea level of salt coming from him, and here's the surprise. I could see it today. He took a plea deal. He didn't bother going to trial. He took a plea deal. He couldn't go for it. He took a plea deal and failed. Womp womp. He couldn't go through it. Oh man. Oh, this was a trip. I did I mention that he's blocked me already? I commented when he first announced that he got a ticket or he got arrested or whatever. I just said like, "Hey, shocker, your sovereign citizen bullshit didn't work," and he got all salt and like Virgo, you know, a lot of these guys they get really salty when you call them sovereign citizens. I'm not a sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron. Yada yada yada. And it was like, and I'm like, you know, if it looks like a sovereign citizen, talks like a sovereign citizen, and files bullshit motions like a sovereign citizen, and he blocked me. So hopefully he'll get over it. But yeah, he don't want any of my trollish nonsense. But so there it is. Man, I gotta do more of these. One of these pretty soon. Maybe I'll do another one this weekend. But I had fun. I got a couple of you guys watching. Virgo, is good to see you. Diogo, you too as well, and everybody else watching. Simply Gilbert. And I'll maybe do some editing afterwards, and it'll be a lot of fun to kind of go through some more of these videos. Man, these guys are fucking idiots. And more often than not, I'll try to go through the whole right to travel bullshit. Thing is, I've always wanted to find a guy that will actually debate me, and they won't do it. But Virgo, as you probably can tell from my main channel, I do video games. This is like this has been my kind of like a side hobby that I've done largely because my day job is an attorney. I'm a member of the evil British accredited registry, bar association, etc., foreign agent, British crown, whatever the fuck they call us these days. So that's why I've been fascinated by these guys, these sovereign citizens, because of the law that they try to promote is just insane, and what they think, attorneys are, and what the courts do, and what they think it operates is just holy shit. So, so that's why this has always been an interest in me. I've been watching, Talisman. I'm sure you know who he is. Van Balian, Doazic. Doazic's a fellow Boricua like I am. I thought that was actually kind of interesting to find that commonality. I found you through Van, myself, Virgo. So hopefully we could do more of that. I agree. We'll see what we could do more collaborations, and maybe a full-on live stream with you, Van, Doazic, or something. We'll figure something out. I would love to go and kind of go through these guys, and holy shit. It's a lot of fun just kind of ripping into these kids. So, thanks, guys. Reichberger. Yes! No! Oh, God. Now I remember who you are, dude. Let's play. Because I only just heard of the German version of Sovereign Citizens, like, only a couple of weeks ago. Which I thought was, like, fascinating. Because most of these, outside of the US, most of these sovereign citizens are in other, like, English, common law, regions, like Canada, like, Australia, the UK, obviously. Very rarely do we see them in civil nations like Germany. So that was shocking to me. To hear that there are a German version of sovereign citizens. That's something crazy in and of itself. But okay, I gotta call. I gotta end this. I gotta put this thing together. Thank you again, guys, for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time for this, and hope to see you guys tomorrow, where I'm just gonna be doing my usual video game thing. Maybe some Fallout to make up for today, or maybe Skyrim. We'll figure it. Later, guys. Have a good night. Take care. Adios.